Hi everyone. In this video, we are going to discuss another problem on working capital requirement. Here, a pro forma cost sheet of a company provides the following data: elements of cost, cost in percentage. Here, raw materials 40%, labor 10%, overheads 30%. The following further particulars are available. A. Raw materials are to remain in stores on an average 6 weeks. See here, the raw materials are in stock to remain in stock on an average of 6 weeks. That is, raw material holding period is 6 weeks. Processing time, that is materials processing, work in process 4 weeks. So holding period of work in process is 4 weeks. Assume 50% completion stage with full material consumption. So in work in process there are three sub elements are there, that is raw material, labor and overheads. See here, raw material will be taken as 100% of consumption, whereas the 50% completion stage for work in process, that means the 50% of cost will be taken for labor and overheads. C. Finished goods are required to be in stock on an average period 8 weeks. See here, finished goods holding period is 8 weeks. Credit period allowed to debtors on average 10 weeks. So here the firm is allowing 10 weeks of credit period to their debtors. Next one, lag in payment of wages 2 weeks. So here there is a delay in payment of wages 2 weeks. F. Credit period allowed by creditors 4 weeks. So here the credit period allowed by creditors is 4 weeks. C. Selling price rupees 50 per unit. See, this is the key information in the problem. Selling price is given. Instead of giving raw material cost per unit, labor cost per unit and overhead cost per unit, these three elements are given in terms of percentage. But to reveal this information, to calculate raw material, labor and overheads, the key information is given that selling price rupees 50 per unit. So based on this information, we are able to calculate what is raw material cost per unit, labor cost per unit and overhead cost per unit. Okay, next, you are required to prepare an estimation of working capital requirement having 10% margin contingencies for a level of activity of 1,30,000 units of production. So here, based on this information, we need to calculate requirement of working capital for the level of activity of 1,30,000 units of production by assuming 10% margin for contingency reserves. Okay, now we will look at the solution. Here, this is the solution. See, estimation of requirement of working capital for the level of activity of 1,30,000 units of production. Here, particulars and amount. So here, before going to solve this problem, first we have to make a working notes to know what is the cost per unit of raw material and labor cost per unit and overhead cost per unit. See, this is the working notes. Given selling price per unit rupees 50. Given selling price per unit rupees 50. See, to calculate raw material cost, see, assuming selling price 50 rupees as 100%. So selling price 50 rupees is taken as 100%. Now raw material cost we don't know, but we know what is the percentage of raw material. Now the raw material percentage is 40. See here, at 100% the selling price is 50. At 40%, what is the raw material cost? So if you make the cross multiplication, then that is 50 into 40 divided by 100, that is equals to raw material cost is rupees 20 per unit. Raw material cost per unit 20 per unit. Now coming to the labor cost, See, selling price is given as 50, assuming it is 100%. Now labor cost, how much? If it is 10%, labor cost is given as 10%, then what is the labor cost per unit? Now cross multiplication again we have to make. 50 into 10 divided by 100, that is equals to labor cost per unit is 5 rupees. And next, similarly, overhead cost calculation will be made. Selling price 50 rupees, assuming 100%. Overhead cost how much? At 30%. Okay, now overhead cost per unit is equals to, see, 50 into 30 divided by 100, that is equals to rupees 15. See, as per the calculation, the cost data will be as follows. Raw materials rupees 20, as per our calculation here, rupees 20, labor cost rupees 5, and overhead cost rupees 15. Now 20 plus 5 plus 15, that is equals to total cost 40. Now actually our selling price is 50. Now the total cost is 40. What is the profit here? The profit is the difference between selling price and total cost, that is rupees 10. Here the profit is rupees 10. Now coming to the solution, here estimation of requirement of working capital for the level of activity of 1,30,000 units of production. Here in the estimation of requirement of working capital, according to the working capital component methods, there are 4 steps. The first one is estimation of current assets, the second step is estimation of current liabilities, and the third step is net working capital calculation, and the fourth step is add contingency reserve fund if any. So now we will see the step 1, that is estimation of current assets. See here, already in the previous video we have discussed what is the formula for the estimation of different elements of cost or different elements of current assets. Okay, now raw material. Now see here, raw material, how to calculate the raw material? See here, budgeted production in units into raw material cost per unit into average holding period. See here, the budgeted production is 1,30,000 units into what is the raw material cost? Here in our calculation we got raw material cost is rupees 20. So here budgeted production 1,30,000 into 20 rupees into here what is the average holding period? See, in the given problem, raw materials are to remain in stores on an average 6 weeks. See here, raw material holding period is 6 weeks. So here 1,30,000 into 20 into 6 by 52, that is equals to rupees 3 lakhs. Okay, now work in process. See, in work in process again there are 3 sub elements. One is raw materials with full consumption and labor 50% work completion and overheads 50% work completion. See here, budgeted production in units into, see, raw material cost will be taken as full, that is rupees 20 into average holding period of work in process is, see here, look at the second point, B, processing time, that is 4 weeks. See, assume 50% completion stage with full material consumption. So here the full material will be taken, the full cost of material will be taken, and remaining overheads and labor cost will be taken as 50% because the work completion stage is 50%. Now see, raw material 1,30,000 into 20 by holding period of work in process 4 divided by 52, that is equals to 2 lakhs. Now labor 50% work completion, budgeted production 1,30,000 into here labor cost per unit actually 5 rupees, but here we are taking only half of the amount, that is 2.50% into 4 by 52, that is equals to 25,000. And see, overheads 50% work completion, budgeted production in units 1,30,000 into overhead cost per unit actually 15 rupees according to our calculation, but only 50% work completion, so we are taking only 50% of overhead cost, that is 7.5 into average holding period of work in process 4 weeks divided by 52, that is equals to 75,000. Now see, raw materials 2 lakhs, labor 25,000 and overheads 75,000. Total together work in process rupees 3 lakhs. Work in process, the value of work in process rupees 3 lakhs. Now next, coming to finished goods. See here, finished goods, budgeted production in units into total cost per unit into average holding period. See here, what is the average holding period for finished goods? Finished goods are required to be in stock on an average period of 8 weeks. So here 8 weeks. Now see, finished goods here, budgeted production in units 1,30,000 into what is the total cost? Total cost is rupees 40 into average holding period 8 divided by 52, that is equals to 8 lakhs. Now coming to debtors. See here, debtors, what is the additional information for the debtors? Here, debtors means our customers. See here, credit period allowed to debtors on average 10 weeks. So here, the debtors credit period allowed to debtors is 10 weeks. See here, what is the formula for the calculation of debtors? See, net credit sales into total cost per unit into credit period allowed to customers or debtors, because here the profits are ignored. See here, in the given problem, the net credit sales are not given. Here the percentage of credit sales are not given. So we have to assume that the total production is credit sales. The total production is sold on credit. So that is why 1,30,000 into here, that total cost is 40 rupees into average holding period is 10 divided by 52, that is equals to 10 lakhs. So in the given problem, minimum cash balance was not mentioned, so it is taken as nil. Now make the total for current assets, that is 3 lakhs, 3 lakhs, 8 lakhs, 10 lakhs. Now the total of current assets is equals to 24 lakhs. Now estimation of current liabilities. See here, under estimation of current liabilities, there are two elements. One is creditors and the second one is outstanding expenses. Now creditors. So what is the formula for the estimation of creditors? See here, creditors is equals to budgeted production in units into raw material cost per unit into average holding period. So that is here, see here, creditors, credit period allowed by creditors 4 weeks. So here the credit period allowed by creditors is 4 weeks. Now budgeted production 1,30,000 into raw material cost per unit rupees 20 into credit period allowed by supplier or the creditors is 4 divided by 52, that is equals to 2 lakhs, that is equals to 2 lakhs. Now outstanding expenses. See here, in the outstanding expenses, the information is given about only wages. See here, there is a delay or time lag in payment of wages. Lag in payment of wages 2 weeks. Now there are 2 weeks, there is a delay in the payment of wages. Now look at the formula. Budgeted production in units into labor cost per unit into time lag in payment of wages. Now see, 1,30,000 budgeted production into labor charges, that is labor cost per unit rupees 5 into here time delay in payment of wages 2 weeks, 2 divided by 52, that is equals to 25,000. So here no information related to overheads, that is taken as nil. Now the total of current liabilities are 2 lakhs plus 25,000, that is equals to 2 lakhs 25,000. Now the third step is net working capital. So what is the formula for the net working capital? Here current assets minus current liabilities. So here what are the current assets? 24 lakhs. What are the current liabilities? 2 lakhs 25,000. Now 24 lakhs minus 2 lakhs 25,000, that is equals to 21 lakhs 75,000. Now the net working capital is equals to 21,75,000. Now here the last step, that is add contingency fund or reserve. So in the given problem here it was mentioned that here assume, see here, having 10% of margin contingencies. So here that is why the reason calculating contingency reserve on net working capital 21,75,000 into 10 by 100, that is equals to 2,17,500. So here net working capital plus contingency fund, that is equals to requirement of working capital. That means 21,75,000 plus 2,17,500, that is equals to 23,92,500. Now here the requirement of working capital is 23,92,500 for the level of activity of 1,30,000 units. See here in this problem also, here similarly information was given like, see here, all in terms of weeks. Here 6 weeks, here 4 weeks, here 8 weeks, here 10 weeks, here 2 weeks, and here 4 weeks. Unlike the last problem, previous problem was asked in some of the elements in terms of months as well as in terms of weeks, but we converted them into whole weeks. But here no need to convert all these things, as well as already it was there in weeks only. So here you take any kind of problem, if months as well as weeks are given or the weeks are given, here the simple formula, that is we have to convert them into weeks only, that is smallest value. So per annum 52 weeks will be there, and per month 4 weeks will be assumed. So here this is what about the second problem. So in the next we will discuss another problem on operating cycle method.